When I started my business, I barely exercised during that period of time. The worst thing is temper. Very agitated, easily get angry, losing temper more easily. I still remember at one point in my office, right? I just blow up quite easily. I don't like that version of myself.
Welcome to Move the Needle podcast, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and everyday heroes reveal the real stories behind their health and fitness journeys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming Peter Yong, Mr. Money. All right.
Hi guys.
Okay.
Hey, thank you very much for having me here, man.
Man, this is gonna be very interesting because when people see your face, they think about money, investing, but they probably don't know a lot about your health and fitness, especially the struggles, the realization, and a bunch of other things. So today we're gonna start with a very first question. Can you share with us the side of you that most people are not aware of when it comes to your health, fitness, who you are as a person?
I think for me, I'm always a very active person. This is something that people may not know. I have to exercise. If I don't exercise, I get very grumpy. I get very angry. In fact, the last 2 years, I did share a little bit of LinkedIn that it was a tough 2 years for me, or either a year plus. And during the period of time, actually, I got sick quite a bit. And for those of you who actually do not know, actually before I joined Move, I was always struggling with lower backache. Like it's bad. Like if I walk in the mall for like an hour, I will get lower backache, like real bad lower backache. And my mother will be like, hey, I'm 70 years old, but my back also not as pain as yours.
Wow.
So it's like, oh, yeah,
Thanks for that. All right. So what do you think was the main root cause of that lower backache?
For a very long time, I went to many different kind of ways to fix it. I went to Cairo. Naturally, there's the issue about alignment and so on. And then some physio, muscle tightness. But generally, all of them say the exact same thing, right? Which is I have very flat feet. Okay. So because of my very flat feet, I tend to I don't pronate or something like that. I don't know what to call it, but basically my knees are
Caving in.
And therefore because of that my pelvis have to overcompensate with some other parts of my muscle, and that leads to some sort of a backache over long term. I tried many treatments. I think the one that worked really was actually Move. Not that I'm trying to sell Move, but really actually the time I think it was Khalid. Yeah. Definitely it was Khalid now, I think.
The coach Khalid.
Yeah, Coach Khalid actually helped me. He was just moving around. So at first, I still recall, right? He was telling me that, oh yeah, it's muscle tight, this and that. I was thinking to myself, I have heard this so many times, right? I've heard this so many times. But I think the fix was simply every time before we start working out, he started doing conditioning for me where he really stretched certain part of the muscles, making me do certain very boring exercises that elongate certain part of the muscle and tighten certain part of it. And eventually, it did relieve the pain significantly. And yeah, working out became more sustainable because previously, if I work out too much or like there are certain workout that I do quite a bit, my back gets very stiff. Yeah, so, and most people see that I look very normal, but actually I'm dealing with a lot of pain. But I'm just very used to those pains, so I can deal with it. So here's the bad part that I want to say that is not good also. Because after it's fixed, right? Then when it comes back, right, it becomes very obvious. Last time before it's fixed, it's just another thing, right? Like it's just another day. Now after fixed already, when it comes back, it suddenly becomes not so bearable anymore.
Right. And then you know exactly what to do as a result.
Yes. Because nowadays, like I already know what are those exercises that I need to get done with. Basically, it's a lot of hip opening exercises, stuff like that. So I just start incorporating that a lot more in my daily workouts. I have to say that the first time when they told me all this, right, and sitting down with you guys, I felt it was a bit of a, maybe it's just bullshitting me, right? Yeah. So I was much more focused on the other part of my goal. This another part that a lot of people do not know about me is that I really do want to get six-pack by the time I'm 40. Because I want to be a hot dad. That's my side of me.
All right. And I saw that along the journey, you realize, getting a six-pack is good. Your back pain is slowly going away. But then you were sharing stories about how you wanted to be a present parent. You wanted to have the strength for your kids, right?
Yes.
I mean, how did you manage to kind of connect the dots, like fitness, kids, are actually interlinked rather than fitness is fitness, kid is kid. Which one do I choose?
So just to share a little bit of my background, right? I have very old parents. Yeah, my dad passed away when I was 14, and I still recall when he passed away, he was about 68, 70 years old. And when he had an accident, the doctor mentioned a couple of things that hit me until today. I can remember. He said it's going to be difficult to operate on a dad because there are a number of reasons. Number one, his liver is pretty much wrapped up in fat, visceral fat, so the risk is way higher. And there are a number of issues that are pre-existing that makes it much more high risk to operate on. That's number one. Number two, then I look at my mom and my grandparents and all. I realized one thing, right? When you hit about 60, 70 years old, if you really don't take care of yourself, you spend a lot of time just not being able to enjoy life, right? And can you imagine, right? By the time you're 60, 70, maybe your kid is about, say, 30 years old, right? If you're quite young, right? If not, they're 20 plus. And that's the time when your kid is about the time to choke, right? So I think back about myself, right? In 20 plus is the year where I'm partying, I'm enjoying my life, I'm really trying to get the best out of it, right? And if you want to be present with your kid, you are that old frail man who actually sits there and you can barely move. You walk, also you pain. Then after a time, you say, go and pursue your life. I don't think that is the best thing. I would like to be the kind of dad where I can really enjoy. And after all, you spend your life working hard. Maybe by the time I can really truly enjoy financial freedom is when I'm like, say, 50 plus years old. And I want to be able to have the kind of health to really play with my kids, to enjoy them, to travel, to be able to carry heavy weights, right? And why is that important to me? Because I would love if I'm 50 years old, I get to climb, say, like Everest Base Camp, something like that. Because I do acknowledge the fact that there will be some of these things I won't be able to do in my prime 40s. I may only be able to do it in my 50s. Yeah, I would love to be able to travel Africa and go for a round trip, not just the luxurious kind of trip, but rather really going out there and experience, right? And so for me, that's life. At the end of the day, you can earn all the money in the world, but if you don't have the health to actually enjoy it, it becomes pointless. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe it's always those experiences that your kids will always remember, not like what you bought them, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and I guess one more thing that really stuck with me when I was a very young boy, my dad used to sit me on his shoulders, right? And that's why if you see me outside today, if you happen to bump me in the street, you'll likely see me putting my kid on my shoulder because those are things that I find are going to be memories that last, right? You can swing them around. And I have two boys, yeah? Two boys.
How old are they?
They are 8 and 5. And like this year, I'm planning to start jiu-jitsu again so that I can do jiu-jitsu with them. So I need to have that health. If I don't have that health, I can't live the life that I want.
Well, such a good way to bond with your kids through jiu-jitsu. I think that's
quite
awesome. Yeah. And another thing is this, right? You want to be the role model for them so that you don't become that guy that they say, I don't want to be like my dad. And then they tell their children, hey, don't be like grandpa.
That's right.
Look after your health.
That's right.
Yeah. Another thing is you also want them to know that what success truly means. Not just you having a bunch of money, great cars and houses, but then you are sick.
That's right.
And for them to see that, wow, you are fit, you have some money, and you have great relationship with people, I think that can truly be very inspirational and help them refine what success truly means.
Yeah, I think also for children and in life, right, to a certain extent, it's very hard to show your kids what success means or either the result of certain hard work. Let's say if I work very hard at work and then I nail a project, right? For a kid that's say 7, 8 years old, 12 years old, they probably can't really understand that, even at 15 years old. But they will really be able to easily understand when they say, my dad wants to be fit and he comes back with a fitter body or he works out more. Those are very clear relationship that we can see that says that when my dad say he wants to work out, he really works out to be fit.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I think it's also more obvious. Health or fitness is one of the easiest way to show your kids, like you say, what dedication means, what discipline means. Yeah, because there are a lot of other discipline, not to say other things that can't be seen, but other things in discipline sometimes harder to grasp. Yeah, and workout or fitness is probably also one of those disciplines that you can do it together with your children. I can't bring my kid to work today to show him what discipline means, but I can work out with my child to show him what discipline means. This is one of the few things that in life that we can really do. Yeah, I can sit there and maybe practice piano with him. That's also another one. But yeah, these are the few things in life that you can show them.
100%. Now, you've said that you've always been fit and healthy. You could not tahan or you could not stand when you're not exercising. But was there a point in your life where fitness and health was just a chore? Like you just did not want to do anything?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I'm actually quite an extreme person, especially when I exercise, right? I used to like, when I go for swimming, I have to swim 10 laps at least, and I'm not an athlete, right? Or if I run, I will go and do marathons. I used to do like 25 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 42 kilometers. I used to do those things. So once I work out, I have to go all out and really crash. Then when I started my business, you definitely don't have that kind of time, right? So I barely exercise during that period of time. Like most, you get slot in a little bit, but you don't feel shocked lah. So because you don't feel shocked, then you stop doing. So if you actually look through my closets, there are times when my clothes are actually L size. There are times that my clothes are actually S size, so it really depends on what season that you see me in, right? Yeah, so I can go big and small very, very quickly. These days, I'm about M size, settled there, and doesn't really run that far. But my point is that what happened is, after a while, your stomach bulge, you become bigger stomach, body go out of shape, fatter, and then the worst thing is temper. I get very growled, get very agitated, everything, right? Very agitated, easily get angry, losing temper more easily. And I don't like that version of myself. So yes, they are. Yeah, and I guess the underlying thing that made that is because I'm also very extreme. Because every time I work out, I must work out hard. I can't just do normal workout. Yeah. So, and after if let's say about 2 months you never work out, then you go back for a hard workout, your whole body will crash, and the next day you just can't move, and you can't move for 1 week. Then you stop again, then you start again. It gets really difficult.
Just now you said temper, all right? And then somehow that became part of what you shared. Was there any moment where fitness and health, your healthy routine actually helped with managing your emotion?
Oh yes. I still remember one point in my office, right? I just blow up quite easily. Okay, but my blow up also very mild because I'm not a very hot-tempered person in general. But I just get agitated a lot more. So I was like, oh no, I better go back and work out. Then I work out hard, then I crash again, then I stop. Then this became a cycle. So what really changed, as you were saying, was I think that time when you guys offered and said, like, hey, would you like to try out Move, right? So I came and tried Move, obviously. Like I mentioned, I wanted to get six-pack, but you guys mentioned that it can fix my back. Okay, true enough, it did help me a lot with my back, and even the shoulders was fixed. But actually, all this is still not the main point. There's another thing that I truly changed a lot of my habits after that was the idea of workout. Because I used to be very extreme.
Okay.
So my first few rounds working in Move, right? I was like, what kind of workout is this? It is so mild. It's like not doing anything like that. Yeah, it's like not doing anything like that. But after 2 weeks, right, I start seeing results. And then it hit me that, hey, actually it's really not about like 3 months, you go and whack one time until you cannot move. So I realized that workout is not about every time you need to go there and then you give everything and then you crash. It's about being sustainable. You want to feel good after you finish working out. And so that philosophy kind of stick. And within the next 6 months, I have to say the result that I saw was better than any period in my life. So I kept telling my team during that time, I said that this is the first time that I have such a light workout, but my progress is also the most in my life. Because obviously it's not the first time I'm trying to get six pack. Obviously it's not the first time that I'm trying to lower down my body fat. But it's the first time that my body fat went down to 14, 15%. And it wasn't pumping irons like 60 kilos, that kind of thing, right? It was quite mild, quite happy, very easy to keep going. And so then that built another layer of philosophy where from then onwards, I told myself this thing, right? Okay, no matter how busy you are, forget about committing to 1 hour. Just do this one thing. If you can't go to the gym, just do 10 push-ups a day. Just do that 10 push-ups. So suddenly I wake up, right? I know I will have no time to go to the gym, right? I will just go and do 10 push-ups. And guess what? The 10 push-ups leads me to 30. And then it leads me to another few more sit-ups, some dumbbells. But the other days that I really don't feel like it, I end up really just doing 10. But every day I work out. And I can see that progress is so much more than, say, one day just doing a personal record bench press, right? And then crashing the next day. So I think that was the biggest philosophy that really changed the way I approach workout and fitness.
And working out has been a crucial part of your life. And has it been helping you in terms of mental resilience when running a business?
Yeah. I think one of the best ways to be a good leader is to be fit. Because I think when you work out hard, you realize that the mental burden that you need to bear at work is not as big as the physical burden you need to bear at workout, right? And it does give you the mental resilience to say, it's okay, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I think it's the same, right? Like any athlete, it's always just a little bit more. Just squeeze that out a little bit more. Yeah, and so time to time when I work, if you feel like giving up, the ability to have the kind of repetitions in workout to say just a little bit more. I don't like it, but I'm still going to do 10 push-ups a day. I don't like it, but I'm still going to turn up. I don't like it, but I'm still going to lift this.
So just share with us a little bit about your nutrition, okay? Because we've talked about workout, your lifestyle. Was there anything that you do particularly that you find it easy and impactful?
Wow. So this one also have to thank Khalid and Move lah. So I guess my life was very unhealthy before that. So previously I did try to take care of my health a bit by changing my diet. But I think it wasn't so easy, obviously. I mean, living in Malaysia especially is really hard. And I have to say this is something that when you have a private fitness coach and you need to look at the fella every week, and the person need to remind you of your sins of eating stupid food.
Okay, yeah.
It does help. And so nowadays I actually am quite clean. Not in a way where I'm very crazy as in like I count my calorie to the dot. It's still quite loose. It is still quite, I eat whatever I like. But I build up a certain amount of little key milestones that I need to achieve in a day. Like, for example, while I was working in Khalid, he told me, okay, just make sure you have at least 70 grams of protein. Okay, fine. If that day you end up eating a little bit more, it's okay. At least you cover a 70-gram protein. So then it made me felt good, right? And then I just switch it a little bit. Before you eat your snacks, finish up that 80 grams of protein. And slowly it definitely went up to 120 and so on, right? As I challenge myself to eat healthier. So now what I do is very simple. Before I want to eat any snack, I tell myself, there's no restriction. But what you do is that you eat all the healthy food first. You eat the number of protein first. So I make sure I stuff myself with 120 grams of protein before I start snacking. And guess what? And when you finish the 120 grams, you don't feel like snacking anymore.
So do you mean 120 grams of, say, chicken breast, which has about 30, 40 grams of protein?
Yeah. 120 grams of protein. So like I would take like chicken breast, and then I will have a protein powder,
Okay.
So that would make up, like, say, one full chicken breast, about 30, 40, plus another 20. So that's 50
Yeah.
per sitting. So I have two, there, about 100, 2 meals a day.
Oh, 2 meals a day.
Yeah,
Okay,
2 meals a day.
not all at once,
No,
120.
no, no.
Okay,
no,
okay.
So every meal I aim for about 40 grams of protein.
Right.
So usually I realize once I do that, I don't really snack.
Yeah.
So naturally, I don't have that appetite to snack. So I find that quite a good hack. But if let's say I don't eat this, I start by chowing down one big plate of char kway teow, let's say. Gone, you will still be hungry and you'll still snack other stuff.
Yep.
Then you end up overeating your calorie, right? So I think the key is really, like it or not, just finish that 40 gram of protein, then eat whatever you like. Same thing with my principle of every day just 10 push-up, right?
Yep.
So I realized that these are the little bit of things that help me to maintain my fitness level today. And it's been a year plus. About a year.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm quite happy with that.
Awesome. Yeah, there's been a lot of study that show that protein consumption is actually has a strong correlation of craving, right? If you don't have enough protein, craving goes up a lot easier. And if you have a lot more protein earlier on, the craving just doesn't really hit you, right? And some people say I have sweet tooth, but I think sometimes it's perhaps the fact that you don't have enough protein in your meals that you end up craving for more energy.
I agree.
More calories, right?
I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically, if we were to wrap this up right now and you have one belief, philosophy, or one inspirational quote that you truly live and breathe and you would like to share with the audience here, what would it be?
Set embarrassingly small goals. Yeah, don't think about life and say like, hey, I need to set big goals and everything wrong. Like, hey, how can we? Just set embarrassingly small goals. So small that it's so easily achieved. All right? So that you can build your confidence and feel good about it and keep moving. Like, for example, 10 push-ups a day. So if you can't do 10, set it at 5 push-ups a day. But your goal is just every day do that. Same thing with food, right? 40 grams of protein, that's all. Don't need to do anything. Eat whatever you like, eat whatever chocolate you want, 40 grams of protein. That's what you need. Same thing at work, in life. To figure out those big dreams of where you want to be 10 years down the road, where your company want to be, I think that takes a long time sometimes. But you can always set, today I go in the office, I just want to settle this one thing. Something so easy. Maybe have a meeting with someone that can settle this one problem. Or I just want to discover what issue is that. Embarrassingly small goals. Yeah, doesn't need to be big. And do that every day. Every day, achieve something that's embarrassingly small. Something so small that if you tell a friend, your friend, so easy one. Good. Just do that. Yeah.
And the very same principle applies to finance, investing, 10 ringgit per day, like you say.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And also health and fitness.
Yes.
Right? So I think what we've covered here has been very inspirational. And thank you, Mr. Mani. It's a bit awkward to say Mr. Mani first. Peter Yong, right? Interviewing you as a person, not a channel. But Peter Yong, it's been really inspirational for you to share with the audience, the side of you that most people, I don't think they know, and also the philosophy that you have towards health and fitness, and how you see it being interlinked and connected to, you as a parent, you as a leader in the company. I hope that more and more people, would turn to you for more inspiration when it comes to health and fitness, because I know you've already shared with the world a lot about finance, investments, and sometimes they just want to hear from people that are not from the fitness industry, which is people like you, not me, and which is why we are doing this podcast. And thank you for sharing very vulnerably, and I truly enjoy the stories that you shared. Incidents where your dad passed away so early that made you realize a lot of things in life. And I would say, the world needs to hear more messages like yours, all right, where you don't talk about just all the success when it comes to business and health, business and work, but also your personal health. And I would like to say thank you so much for being so generous and sharing with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. How can people reach out to you?
Just follow me on my socials. You can go to check on YouTube, Mr. Money TV, or our Instagram, Mr. Money TV. And on top of that, actually, we do have a number of other channels. If you're interested in news, daily updates, you can check out The Coffee Break, thecoffeebreak.co. And if you want to learn more about investment specifically, right, then you can check out the FAQ show as well. And if you're interested in current issues, well, check out RBOK. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much.